when I was 5 years old, I was abducted in northern Ohio, taken aboard a ship. And, what was really weird, there were two small grays that I saw. One that brought me onto the ship, and the one who was kind of like sitting in a seat looking out a window, but you couldn't see the window from the outside, just from the inside. And to the right, around a corner, was a tall gray. I mean, he was your typical tall, about 7 foot. And there I was, a 5-year-old kid. I was really small. But the sensation I felt when I first went on the ship was I felt the most intense feeling of love I've ever felt up to then. And it started at my feet, went up my legs, my chest, my arms, and then the top of my head. And I was like all aglow with love, right? And
similar to what they say, like in a near-death experience. Right?
Yeah, kind of, I guess. I've had one of those too, but that was later on in life.
I won't get ahead of you. Sorry.
But yeah, so he asked me, he said, "Do you want to meet your brother?" And I was adopted, and I was adopted, which is a whole different topic for another day. But
that's another podcast there.
Yeah. And I remember him going around a corner, and he came back, and he was holding this, what looked like a 6 to 8 month old baby, and it had totally blonde hair, and I don't have any blonde hair, but he had blue eyes like me, and I remember touching his foot because he was being held by the alien at the time, and because I've never tried to regress into this to find out exactly what happened from A to Z, and every second in between.
How old did you say you were?
5.
5. Okay. Wow. So,
yeah.
So you would have a baby brother.
So
possibly.
It's possible, But anyway, I went back in, and as I was exiting the ship, I remember seeing a flash to the first time that I was abducted, because I was wearing different pajamas. Right?
So you didn't remember that one?
Yeah. It was like my bedroom was on top of a garage where two windows that were spaced about 6 feet apart were facing east, and the one window to my immediate right when you walk into the room was facing south. So when I was abducted the second time, I remember the lights. The lights is what woke me up. I was sleeping, and all of a sudden I started seeing a red and a green and a blue and a yellow, and they were like flashing all over my room through the window, and that was the south window. So, but as I was exiting the ship after that experience there, I remembered when the first time I was abducted, I saw the ship through the far left east windows, right? So, like, why it was actually visiting a little podunk town in Ohio is beyond me.